Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Friday. I've been a little MIA this week. I was doing traveling and a lot of business meetings early mornings in Chicago. And I just did not have time to jump on and share with you guys while I was there. So I'm back home now, kind of getting back in the saddle, getting back into my routine, which is good for a moment because, woo, man, this past month and a half has been like, wow. But anyway, good morning. Happy Friday. It's like when I look at myself in the mirror, I'm crooked, but I don't know how to straighten it up because it's the opposite of what I'm trying to do here. Anyway, it's a big weekend. It's Mother's Day weekend. And yeah, for all you lionesses out there, you mothers who have nurtured anything, okay, be it your biologicals, your spirituals, your fur babies, if you have nurtured anything, happy Mother's Day. All right, seriously, because that's the mother's duty is to nurture, to build, to encourage. Fathers affirm, mothers nurture, and a lot of times we crisscross in that as well. People get so set in the woman's role and the man's role. Well, it takes a cohesive effort of the two of us working together to make it work. And so we crisscross. We crisscross. I do affirmations all the time with my children, grandchildren, and great grands. So, but I love to nurture and to build and to pour into, and what have you. So, I am a mother. I'm a grandmother. I'm a great grandmother of people. I'm a spiritual mother, and I got a fur baby. So I cover the gamut. I cover the gamut. But anyway, so my topic today is the spirit of gratitude, which is kind of going along with, being grateful, being grateful for the people that are in your life, being grateful for your mothers. They may not be perfect because I surely was not a perfect mother. My mother was not a perfect mother, but she was my mother in every sense of the word. Okay. This woman did not birth me out of her womb. But what she told me, this was really cool because I was adopted. Most of you know my story. But anyway, when I grew up, my mother would always tell me, you didn't grow in my stomach, you grew in my heart. And that's how she would explain the fact that I was adopted. And so I never had issues with being adopted. It was just like, oh, okay, was daddy's baby. Literally gave me his name, not just his last name, but my father's name was Coy. And so I'm Coylette. Yeah. So he literally gave me his name and I was a daddy's baby. I could not have been more loved had I not passed from their loins. And so I'm grateful for that. A lot of times we miss the opportunity of gratitude because of the struggles we go through in certain relationships. I was telling my pastor last night, she was just checking on me, how you doing, as everybody's been, and I'm grateful for you guys, but I'm good. I really am. I'm good. Um, my moments are getting stronger, so that's good. And I was telling her, I said, this past week, because the people that I work with, this was their first opportunity to actually see me and hug and, give condolences and all of that stuff. But I had a conversation with a young lady night before last. We were at the company dinner, and I was sharing my gratitude for being loved the way I had been. I believe. I'm trying to say I'm believing and I believe all at the same time. But this is where you gain your momentum and your strength for how you handle some of the things that happen in your life is when you can look into the good. And I looked at all the years that my husband and I were in each other's lives. Some of it was intermittent. I won't say it was all together, all, but uh, there was always that sense of that love. It was always that sense of that love. And I think I shared this story with you guys. This is way, way, way back. This is before I got married the first time. In fact, this was in my mother's lifetime, and she passed in '84. But she told me one day, she said, "You know, that man really loves you. You ought to marry him." Me being me. This was BC, y'all. This was before I, got Christ bound. Okay. But I was like, "You marry him. I don't want him." It's like, but my life was so different. I know, right? That sounds harsh, but it was real. My life was so different, and it was going in such a different pace. My husband, his pace was more laid back than mine. I'm the aggressor. Okay, I'm like, let's get it done. Come on, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And I thank God for him giving me somebody to help balance that out in my life. Seriously. Um, because there was like, well, wait, baby, well, let's think about this. You know what I'm saying? There was that reasoning. There was that reasoning, and that was a good thing. And so I was saying that I was so grateful for the years of the love that he had for me, and y'all have heard me say this before. That man would have took a bullet for me. There was no doubt in my mind. I mean, he had proved that numerous times, like, no, you won't mess with her, you know? Um, and spiritually as well as physically. And that's like monumental. That's monumental. I tell you ladies all the time, if a man can't carry you in the spirit, he does not need to carry you over the threshold. And that's real. That's real. Okay. He's got to be able to be who God has created him to be so that he can carry you in the manner that God ordained for his daughters to be cared for. That's really important, y'all. That's really, really important. We're coming up, like I said, here on Mother's Day. And some of you mothers, you may not be appreciating your husbands the way you should, because maybe he's not doing all the things that you think you want him to do. I had this thing, and my husband, I thought about this yesterday too, because my husband would go out on Mother's Day. He would buy flowers for me. He would buy flowers for my daughter. He would buy flowers for my daughter-in-law. He would just like, for his nephew's wife. He just, he was a giver. He loved to give. And I was like, dang. I'm not gonna get my flowers. But I didn't do it like in a sad thing. I did it thinking about the beauty of how this man showed me that he loved me. It was not just in words, it was in actions. It was in hearing him get up every morning and pray for me and pray for his family, spiritual family, physical family, like his friends by name. That's love. That's a love to be appreciated. And so I've been in this spirit of gratitude. Do I miss him? Absolutely. But I'm grateful that our lives have the opportunity to intertwine, that God said this thing must be, and there was a reason for it. And I'm grateful for it. So as we go into this weekend, let's go into it with the spirit of gratitude. Moms, you may not, your child may not call you. If you guys are estranged, they may not call you. But guess what? Call them out in the spirit. Say, Lord, even though my child and I have kind of had a separation of emotions for the moment, I call them out before you as a mother would. I lay them before you, Lord, and I thank you that you gave me the honor to birth them out. See, you got to flip the script. If we're always just dealing in the negative, then that's all you're going to feel is the negative. Be grateful. Be grateful for what God has given you. Be grateful for your children. Mine are knuckleheads. I'm like, I came home last night so frustrated, and it was just like, I'm just going to bed. My daughter was like, is there anything I can do? No, I'm just going to bed. I was like, and they grown folks. My kids in their 50s, they grown folks. But be that as it may, I just have to appreciate, Daddy, this is what you gifted me with. And I'm grateful. Yeah, we are just stewards over our children. They don't belong to us. We call them mine, but we're stewards. God gave us a gift to be able to steward another life. And again, that's not just in the natural, that's spiritual as well. I have spiritual daughters and sons, that are very, very close to me, very close to me, because God gifted me with an assignment to pour into their lives. Your assignment, thank you, Lord. Your assignments are gifts. And it's 10. Oh, okay. Y'all, I got to go. I've been on here 10 minutes. I've been talking too long, right? Let me let y'all go. I need to do a new broadcast on this, don't I? I think I will. Anyway, it's Friday. It's the weekend. You're going to worship. You're going to rest. You're going to self-care. And you are going to enjoy with gratitude the blessings that God has given you. All right. All right. Have an incredible weekend. I love you with the love of Christ. Can't do a thing about it. All right.